This is BBC One, and this is the end of an era.
Good evening. Tonight, Joseph Losey talks about the assassination of Trotsky. Michael Caine teams up with Mickey Rooney in Pulp. We take a look at Shirley MacLaine in The Possession of Joel Delaney, and we'll be looking at the work of the British Film Institute Production Board.
Hello, and after that faltering start, we're now about to come to a grinding halt because, yes, this is my last programme for the BBC. And no, please don't do that. I hate to see grown-up people cry. Try to stifle your very understandable grief while I deal with the business in hand. This week, Jennifer Aniston stars in The Object of My Affection. Brenda Blethyn and Julie Walters team up for Girls' Night, and I'll be offering a rundown of the summer's potential blockbusters. But instead, I'd give you a random selection off the top of my head and in no sort of order of merit of the kind of films that have made my job worthwhile. Clint Eastwood's revisionist western Unforgiven, for instance.
Of course, you know, Will, Claudia was alive, you wouldn't be doing this.
Two from Steven Spielberg, E.T., probably the most enchanting children's film of them all, and the powerful Schindler's List.
Herr Kommandant! Very good saluting. I respectfully report I've been given orders to clear the bundles from the road.
Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, which reinvented the thriller.
Marsala said you just got back from Amsterdam.
Sure did.
How long were you there?
Just over 3 years.
I go there about once a year to chill out for a month.
No kidding.
Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull.
Amata drives both hands to the head. Hurts Robinson again. Hooks the left hand of the jaw right to the body. Robinson comes back with a right on the nose. Amata drives him across the ring. A left and a right to the head. A hard left hand to the body. And Robinson is...
Bill Forsyth's Gregory's Girl.
Hi, Mike.
Call me Dad, Gregory, or Pop or something. It makes me feel better when you call me Dad or Father.
Listen, I won't take up any more of your time. I know what it's like when you're driving under instruction.
That was my first emergency stop, by the way.
Was it? Well, that was really good. Really good, eh?
And I wonder what the sequel will be like. Luis Buñuel's The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. Akira Kurosawa's Ran, a Japanese version of King Lear.
この階で夫を殺されても何とも思いませぬ。ただわらが思うのは我が身のことじゃ。
Most of Woody Allen, but especially Annie Hall.
They're wonderful. You know, they have a quality.
Well, I would like to take a serious photography course.
Photography is interesting because, you know, it's a new art form and a set of aesthetic criteria have not emerged yet.
And, of course, Francis Coppola's The Godfather, Parts 1 and 2.
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
What was that?
Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
All right, I know that's more than 10, but I don't care. As for the films that sometimes make me wonder why I don't go out and get a proper job, well, where do you start? And come to that, when, if ever, do you finish? Their name is Legion, for they are many.
Come on, Peter, hurry up.
Do you have the time? Sir, the time?
Of course, you have to remember that this is New York, where I've seen roaches bigger than that checking into hotels. But what to do? Well, and this is a tip worth remembering if you should ever come across such creatures. The trick is to smear yourself with cockroach entrails and try not to sweat. The latter might be a bit difficult if you're confronted by a roach the size of Lennox Lewis, but if you can manage it, they won't bother you. They'll think you're just another roach trying to pass as a human being. Anyway, what all this leads to is a showdown in the dark and murky dankness of the subway system, and what, given the rarity of such things, is probably the finest woman versus cockroach confrontation in the annals of the cinema. Actually, the original idea is quite interesting, but the way it works out isn't, and the script is pretty dire. A waste of a good cast, really, including in a tiny role F. Murray Abraham, who won the Oscar for Best Actor in Amadeus, and whose screen career seems to have been going down the toilet ever since. Now, though, for a quick look at some of the mega-budget movies which the exhibitors sincerely hope will attract everyone back to the cinema once the World Cup is over. Chief among them, if only because it's had the most hype, is Godzilla, which opened huge in the USA but hasn't been doing so well since. Well, whichever way you look at it, Godzilla is only a giant lizard, which makes him hardly more empathetic than a giant cockroach. More science fiction is offered by William Hurt and Gary Oldman in Lost in Space, inspired by the once popular TV series.
Give my regards to Oblivion.
X-Files the movie, which pretty well speaks for itself. And Armageddon. Bruce Willis saves the world from collision with a comet, though you may feel you've already been there, done that, and got the Deep Impact t-shirt.
All right, flight directors, I want the go, no, go for launch. Booster, go flight. GNC, go flight.
Hey, Harry, you know we're sitting on 4 million pounds of fuel, 1 nuclear weapon, and a thing that has 200,000 moving parts, built by the lowest bidder. Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
In addition, there's a remake of Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy in the old Rex Harrison role.
Probably under a lot of pressure or something.
He's not under pressure. He's a self-hating pigeon.
Oh, that is not true. May I ask you something? If I turn this way, don't I look a little like a blue jay?
The Avengers, with Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman instead of Patrick McNee and Diana Rigg.
Hundreds of millions will die. They'll drown, burn, freeze. And this is merely the beginning. Let our revels begin.
After tea.
Of course.
6 Days, 7 Nights, a love story featuring Harrison Ford and Anne Hetch.
I'm sorry.
You're kissing me?
No, for this.
And The Horse Whisperer, with Robert Redford directing himself and Kristin Scott Thomas in a screen version of the best-selling novel.
I don't know that I can do anything, but I'm prepared to give it a go, if you'll help. Do you have a problem with that?
Isn't it, like, obvious?
Not to me.
Which, if any, of these will turn into swans and which will remain forever geese, only time will tell. When Panette is sent to boarding school, her small contemporary's theories about death and the afterlife only confuse her further. Given that premise, you can just imagine, can't you, what kind of horrendous schmaltz this would be in the hands of a Hollywood director. Doillon, however, handles it beautifully. Of course the film's a tear-jerker. By its very nature, it has to be. But the story is told with immense sensitivity and lack of sentimentality. All the children in it seem natural and unaffected. Classic Psycho. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John in Grease. Disney's animated feature, The Little Mermaid. The Full Monty, with the lads getting their kit off again by popular female demand. And top of the heap, Errol Flynn in The Adventures of Robin Hood, the best film of its kind ever made.
Dirty night.
You have a vacancy?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies. They moved away the highway.
Oh, I thought I'd gotten off the main road.
I knew you must have. Nobody ever stops here anymore unless they've done that.
I got a surprise for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sandy!
Danny?
What are you doing here? I thought you were going back to Australia.
We had a change of plans.
I can't. Well, that's cool, baby. I mean, you know how it is, rocking and rolling and whatnot.
Danny?
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Now here all the fish is happy, as off through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy, it's hot cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky, they in for a worse of fate. One day when the boss get hungry, guess who got me on the plate?
Do that walking at wall thing. Bloody ace it is, you should see it.
He blasted our bathroom a few months back. Get rid of him.
Shut up, you'll be fine.
We'll blow me cover.
Shut up. What walking up wall thing?
I'll show you. I'm Donald O'Connor, right? That's the wall.
Great stuff.
No.
Mastroianni's companions are Leonor Silveira, Diogo Doria, and Jean-Yves Gaultier, who is looking for the mountain village from which his father had emigrated to France, and where Gaultier's aged aunt, whom he's never met, still lives. The film unfolds like an illustrated ruminative essay, as first Mastroianni reminisces about his privileged childhood, his expensive Jesuit school, and the now decrepit Grand Hotel where he used to stay, and then we learn of the rural poverty from which Gaultier's father had escaped. With its reflections on the state of the world, pretty rotten really, television, the work of the devil, the whole male-female thing and the pleasures and pains of a long life, this is a quietly absorbing picture which, though not intended as such, serves as a touching tribute to Mastroianni. And that's just about all really, except for this next bit, which I had nothing to do with, so don't blame me. It's a compilation put together by the Film 98 team of what you might call my own journey to the beginning of Film 72.
You've met every star, you know, under the sun.
Who's your fave?
Who's your fave?
Who's my favourite?
Yeah.
Who's my favourite? I don't have favourite. Is this superstardom you now have, is this going to change your life at all?
No, dear, I've had my change of life.
There's a malicious rumour going about that Lillian Gish is 78. I don't believe a word of it.
It's not true.
It isn't true.
I'm not that old.
I didn't think it could be.
No.
I shan't ask
I'm as
you
old
that.
as I look.
Oh, goodness me, that's a child yet.
Oh!
Well, that's all from this edition of Film 75, and indeed from this series. We hope to be returning in the autumn with another series, which will be called, surprise, surprise, Film 79, and which will, of course, be 4 years ahead of its time. So until then, it's good night from me,
and it's good night from him. I really didn't fancy you as a woman.
Why not?
Not my type.
In what way? What specifically? My body, my face,
Well,
my nose?
You look like my auntie.
Well, thank you.
You do give the impression of being a very enigmatic person. I mean, it's very rare to find you in a situation like this, for instance. Why are you doing it now?
In fact, I have to go.
I mean, obsession in any individual, if the dog will let me conclude this sentence, is always fascinating.
We're talking now about preserving animals, but right now we're talking about shooting this dog in the background.
What's your status at the moment in the movie industry? Are you hot?
I'm unemployable, actually. I can't get a gig. You think I would have done this if I could have gotten a real job? Forget it.
Seriously?
I'm dead serious.
Really?
Do that again. Take two. Turn this around. We want to see that. Really?
No way.
Do the really. I want to see.
There are two lobbies. There's the pro-Costner lobby and there's the anti-Costner lobby.
What's that mean? Anti?
Well,
who would lobby against me about what?
Let me explain.
I'm dying to hear this.
I was going to ask you about the disadvantages as well as the advantages of being married to Tom Cruise. Do you actually have to
Well, the
try
advantage is I
harder?
get to go to bed with Tom Cruise every night.
Since Coppola was the producer, did he interfere much?
Interfere? What am I going to say? Francis, I'm sorry, what have you ever done? How dare you? Interfering on a Kevin Brannigan movie here? How dare you?
I get friends in England.
I haven't. You've got two films down here. You've got an awfully big adventure in the Director's Fortnight.
Yes.
And the Englishman who went up the hill in a certain regard. That's not bad, is it? I mean, are you enjoying
your French
this?
accent?
No, my French accent's lousy.
I could leave here and you know, not, I won't say I'd get killed in a car wreck, but you know, I could leave here and suffer a shoulder injury that would make it hard to get up out of bed every morning. We know how that works. Right now, I don't have anything like that, so I do consider myself to be very lucky.
It's a nice note to end on. Thank you very much indeed.
What, the car crash then?
No, considering yourself very lucky.
Oh, okay, very good, all right.
We'll end with the car crash if you prefer it.
No, whatever you want to do, whatever you think is best for your viewers.
And we have an Australian film, Mr. Reliable. Good evening. And talking of Mr. Reliable, your very own Mr. Reliable himself, Baz Norman, is here once again.
A spurious tale of a lone American hero, Woody Harrelson, daringly rescued from behind Albanian lines. In detail as well as outline, this turns out to be an uncannily prescient idea. Do we have to have that thing floating about behind me?
Be that as it may, let bygones be bygones, and let Cecil B. DeMille. What is there to say about a man who's seen them all, from Ava Gardner to Jean-Jacques Gabor?
To meet you, I just have to make a movie.
That's right.
I just got to go out and spend like $65 million.
That's all. That's all it takes.
So you're the $65 million man. That's
Absolutely.
What it takes for a meeting with you.
Look at you. I mean, I'm delighted to be talking to you.
Well, I'm delighted to be talking to you, but I mean, that's...
I am, I'm afraid, yes.
Good evening, or rather where you are, good morning, and welcome to the 70th Oscar celebrations here at the Shrine Auditorium in downtown Los Angeles.
BBC, Barry Norman. I can't believe it. Barry Norman's here.
This is it. BBC. Barry Norman at the Oscars.
It's almost as big as Des O'Connor.
What's life like at the BBC, really, Barry? Come on.
Is this off the record?
Off the record.
Oh, it's bliss. It's absolute bliss at the BBC. Would I lie to Bruce Willis? You know, it's very unnerving to watch all your yesterdays flashing before your eyes like that. And there have been a lot of yesterdays because I've spent more than a quarter of this century sitting here talking about films. I've enjoyed it immensely, and I hope that at least some of the time you have too. So as I head off for pastures new, now it's okay. Now you can let the tears flow unchecked. I'll probably shed a couple myself as, for the very last time, I bow myself out to the accompaniment of Billy Taylor and the best theme tune on television. My thanks to you for watching, and to all the talented people who have, over the years, made this a pretty damn good programme. Goodbye.
Can anyone